never walk this road, then you can talk shit. Gambling with my life, but I refuse to go for nonsense. This the life I chose, this all I know, ain't many options. About to tell the truth, I make the rules like I'm Fleece Johnson.
Hey, what's up? This is Big Lee with Hustler Spirit. What's up, Fleece? How you doing today, man?
Man, it is what it is, man.
Man, how's your weekend going so far?
Like anybody else's weekend, man, we all got our ups and downs, and people in our lives that do good. We got some that don't do good, and we got to deal with all kinds of stuff. So,
hey, remember, like and subscribe. Don't forget to go to the website www.hustlerspirit502.com and get you some gear, get you some fleece gear, get you some Hustler Spirit gear.
yeah, I just want to say, man, I'm not on this feel sorry for me crap, man. You got a lot of people out here now that's on the feel sorry for me crap, man. They get in situations and put themselves in bad predicaments. And then they want somebody to feel sorry for them. I ain't with that. I don't ask nobody to feel sorry for me. I did 40 years in prison. I ain't asked for no sympathy. I did my time.
I'm glad you said that. I want to address a couple things. The train got perfect timing every time. When we started this, and we got a lot of new subscribers, so some people done heard this before, but I'm gonna go over it again. We started this channel so Fleece, number one, could clear up some of the rumors that was online about Grape and 157 men and all that stuff on there. The other reason for it was to help the youth. He felt like his story could help the young people in this world, and I agreed with him because it helped me when I was younger. From that MSNBC Lockup Raw's Kentucky State Prison episode he was in. It helped me. It stayed in the back of my mind anytime I was even thinking about doing something wrong in the early 2000s. The other reason I could say it, I couldn't say it at first, but I could say it now. I could have said it about a year and a half ago, actually. But it's actually therapy. If you think about it, Fleece didn't want to go sit down and talk to no therapist. He never really even wanted to when he was in prison. But the same effects happens when he gets in front of this camera. He can actually be truthful with y'all and tell his story on what he's seen and what happened to him in prison. And with that being said, a lot of people, you have something to say about that?
Yeah. First of all, I'm a realist. I don't feel like, fear prevents people from doing a lot of good things. I fear if I tell the truth, people will look down on me. Nobody want to mess with me. Nobody want to talk to me. I don't care. I tell the truth regardless. I tell people all the time when people talk about respect, I say I live my whole life without your respect. They don't pay my bills, put clothes on my back or shoes on my feet. You can keep it for yourself. I respect me. Now, what I went through in prison, I went through at an early age in my life. I was a child. Hell, I was a child. I was in jail at actually 14, turned 15 in jail, and then turned 16 in the penitentiary. That's how that worked. So, before I went to prison, they had phones on the wall. There wasn't no such thing as a cell phone. We didn't have no such thing as a CD. We had 8-track tapes and record records. And that's it. And so when I went to prison as a child, they sent me to the worstest prison in Kentucky, where ain't nothing in them but killers. serial killers, all that, some of the most bizarre crimes committed by people. Them people was in her. So I went in, turned 16 in her, and fought. 40 years I fought. It's all documented. I did 12 years in isolation, segregation. I did all that. I fought all through that prison till they threw me out. So, and while I was in there, yeah, you know, I ain't never had a girl. I ain't never kissed a woman or nothing before I went to prison. I was a kid, man. And because I beat them up and I destroyed their system, took the prison over, they like, shoot, we need to get him out of here. He ain't doing nothing but costing us money. He's running our prison. I'm in a prison where they don't even allow you to smoke cigarettes. But I got cigarettes. They don't let you to drink whiskey. I got it. Beer, whiskey, wine. I got all that. And I'm costing them a lot of money. So when they threw me out, they put all this stuff on the internet that I raped 100 and something millions in our. How can a 15-year-old child go into an adult prison and rape everybody? I mean, it don't make sense. But that's their story. So when we, and it bothered me because when I was out of here, I couldn't even get a job, man. I mean, I go to these jobs, over 40, 50 jobs, it cost me jobs. I got threw out of a church because of that stuff on the internet. A church told me, no, you cannot be a member of this congregation. You're going to take our booty. All that stuff. I'm like, oh, God. And the name of that church was in Evansville, was called King Solomon Baptist Church in Evansville, Indiana. And I never forget it. It hurt me. I ain't never had a church to say you can't come in here. So I walked around the city. I started doing jobs like working on houses, doing patios, windows, doors, drywall, painting. And, you know, I'm working under the table, taking, you know, people, you know, and I was good at it. But yet still, I got this name on me now, like I'm a pedophile or something. I said, yeah, they won't fight me like that. I said, okay. I met my agent. He said, look, I'm going to help you clear your name. And so I gave him permission to get all my prison files, all my juvenile record, hospital, whatever records he needs. I have never been accused of a sex crime, locked up for it, convicted on it, or none of that. And even in prison, my prison record, 40 years. You know, if I did all that, it'll be in them records. Mm-hmm. Somewhere in them records, you're going to find all that. He went through thousands of pages of my record because I had that much, you know, I stayed in trouble. Not more. He didn't find one disciplinary report that says I ever try to take somebody's booty, any of that. Now, if somebody was to visit the Kentucky prisons, any of them, and ask any inmate in there, do you know Fleece Johnson? All of them would give me high praises, bro. Yeah. You know, so it's a situation where they look at me like I was a hero, and I'm the one that changed the penal system in Kentucky. Me, my fighting changed all that. Made it better for everybody. So now our program is based on, I took my story, what I went through, I know a lot of people can't go through. Ain't a lot of people can go in the prison and do 40 years fighting and come out, you know, with ain't all messed up and stuff. And so I was trying to share my goal is to share it with the youth and anybody. not only young people, anybody. Try to prevent them from getting in trouble. Use their mind. Don't get in no trap. Because in my 40 years, I learned what a prison really is, right? It's a plantation. You know, they need workers in there. And they got over 80 companies that do business with prisons. Prisoners make uniforms for the military.
That's deep.
The federal prison, the state prison makes all the stuff for the police officers. Billy clubs, helmet shirts, vests, taser guns, inmates make it. A lot of people don't know it. Even Victoria's Secret had contracts with prisons where inmates was making day products. And they give the inmates $18, $35 a month, and they making billions. So it's a like they used the slaves back in the day to harvest all the plant all the crops and cotton and all that workers. And when they did away with the plantations, they put up prisons. So now they put the workers in there. Oh man, it's a business. So I try to share my story with people, man. Young people try to put something in their mind, man. Stop listening to people, go a different route. You know, don't go to prison. And then I tell them about what I experienced in prison. You know, all the stuff I went through, you know, the sex, the gay stuff, and I'm not gonna just sit there and talk about everybody and not include myself, right? I done put myself down on this broadcast. I done said things about myself that I know people will be like, oh no. But I know I gotta tell the truth, man. If I ain't gonna tell the truth, why I sit up here and lie, man? And yeah, I went in prison and sure, I knocked out a lot of people in prison, knocked them out. Fought, stabbed, piped, put them in chokeholds, all this shit. You know, but I never took nobody's booty. Never. And I tell my experience to let people know that it's waiting on them. What I went through, you'll go through.
Well, I think sometimes people get mixed up, since we talking about this. Sometimes people get mixed up because we talk about the walkie-talkie incident with the woman. How if she wanted her walkie-talkie back, she had to do something.
Yeah, see, when you go into prison, what gave me the advantage was...
No, what I'm saying is, out here, we would look at that as great coercion.
Well,
it wouldn't fly out here legally.
In prison, now I don't care about how people look at it out here. I'm in a prison where I got people that works in prison that'll do anything the prison warden tell them to do. If he told his officers to come in there and beat me, they would do it. Put them in a electric chair, they'll do it. So I know these people, they have power over me. It's not my friends, they are enemies, man. I don't care. Hey, Mr. Johnson, how you doing today? I'm doing all right, enemy. I know what they are. You can't fake me out. So when they leave themselves open and they try to oppress us in these prisons, break our spirits, treat us like we the lowest thing on earth that ever been created by God. And I studied them. So the walkie-talkies the girls carry is like, that's one of the most important tools because it opens all gates and doors and all that, get on that walkie-talkie. So when the lady works my walk, she leave that walkie-talkie down, I'm out as a janitor, I take it. Pass it to an inmate, give him instructions on what to do. I'm not worried about going to the hole. I did 12 years in that hole they talking about, that all the inmates is snitch on each other, is afraid to go to. I did 12 years in it. Flat. And don't care about going back. You know, y'all gonna lock me up. I come down there with 10 years starting off. Now I've been locked up going on 30-something years. And I done watched people come in for killing people, raping people, child molestation. I done seen them come to prison, get out 2-3 times while I'm still there. I said, I said, you know what? They want a battle, they gonna get one. I take the walkie-talkie. So she asked me, hey, Fleece. I said, yeah. I can't find my walkie-talkie, you seen it? I said, I got it. She said, you got it? I said, yeah. You can call IA, turn on fire. They can lock me up. I'm gonna deny it. They can only hold me in the hole for 3 months. After that, they can up it to 3 more months, but then they gotta let me out. What's 6 months in a hole to me? You gonna get fired. Because that's a breach of security. You know, an inmate got a walkie-talkie, man, that'll scare the whole administration. They'll tear the prison apart, and if they still don't find you getting fired. She said, go on to your cell. So I went to my cell. Then she said, hey, come here. Took me in the office. She said, I thought I did you good. What have I ever did? I said, this ain't about what you did. This is about what you ain't done. She said, what is that? I said, you ain't gave me none of that butt. You ain't gave me no head. Sort of the story is us against them. That's what it was like in prison. Inmates against the guards. Like out here, us against the police. But anyway, I sold her, I gave her to another inmate. And so the problem, the point of the matter is this. We gotta survive in our, so.
By any means necessary.
By any means, look how they treat us. I mean, people talk about how we treat somebody. Look how they treat us. Look what they took from us. Who in their right mind, when God made man and woman, he said it's not good that a man be alone.
But you're a criminal, man.
God said it wasn't good that a man be alone, and that's why he made a woman.
That's a punishment, man.
Then, yeah, well, I'm telling you about the punishment. I'm going to show you the reaction of the punishment, me. Now, I took your punishment. I cost these people over $300 million. Ain't no lie joke. That's documented. Went in a federal court in Paducah, Western District. Won a $200 million class action lawsuit. My testimony won that. Killed them out. I tore up the lecture. Killed them out. I tore up the whole building, cell house. I destroyed everything. Just like when I say, hey man, we need new toilets. Look how ugly, nasty. Johnson, you don't need no new. I said, y'all ain't gonna order none? I'm in segregation. I tore it off the floor, picked it up and slammed it. Tore the sink off the wall, slammed it. They brought in the new one.
How did, I know you didn't want to give up his secret before. I don't know if you didn't want to give it up because you thought you was going to go back or what, but how you break handcuffs? It wasn't strength, was it? It had to be a technique. You don't have to work. I mean, you're not going to have them on you no more. So, but how you do it?
Nah, I'm not going to ever tell it. But because,
tell how you broke
no, because I'm going to tell you what. Mm-hmm. A lot of the things the police do nowadays, a lot of things they know, they learned it off of people that they arrested. I used to sit there in the penitentiary and watch inmates sit there and talk to these guards and tell them everything we know in the hood. Busy, and all that. The guards know all that. So you get around an inmate, you think he's talking, he say, it's on. Nah, man. All that old stuff. They know every word you said. You know, they learned all our techniques from us.
So you don't feel like you're going to give them?
No, I ain't giving them shit. And, cause they listen to these videos too, mm-hmm. and they got people in their own department that take my video. They looking for stuff. They looking for like down the line stuff, like years from now we gonna take some things that he said if we can find somebody to go along with it, and we're gonna bring charges against him. All this shit. Try it. And but we fought battles. The correction, let me tell you about the correction cabinet in Kentucky. As it stands as right now, compared to other states, I would say Kentucky got a pretty, right at the moment, decent penal system. Well, a person can really go in there right now, but when I first went in there, it wasn't like it. I fought to get it the way it is now. Right now, you can go in there and you can get a decent education, trade. Man, you can get so much schooling, and you can leave that prison with education, trade.
Okay, we try to get people not to go, so we ain't.
No. But no, they ain't gonna go because what's gonna stop you is the inmates. See, it don't matter really how much programs they got and all that. You got inmates in there that will intentionally stop you from going home. They will stop you from getting an education. They will stop you from trying to proceed in a religious transformation. You know, I've seen people, man, try to dedicate themselves to religion. Valiant people, they just put the blades and stuff down and start going to church. Somebody would get them, would do something to them, and they'll just say, you know what, I can't do it, and they'll go back. You know, but that's what our program is about. We're about education, man. I'm telling all the stories.
How does it make you feel when you're criticized and ridiculed off of stuff you actually did in prison? Nobody talks about the stuff you did as a free man. You're criticized mainly about stuff you did in prison as a criminal to other criminals for the most part.
Well, I look at it like it's a blessing to me and to be criticized, because I remember the day when I really wanted to change. I was at one point considered unchangeable. People saw me as beyond gangster. I was that man. But I wanted to change that reputation. When I decided I wanted to start doing good, I said, well, here's what's gonna happen. My name and reputation is gonna cause a lot of people, you know, not only to admire me, but it's gonna be some that's gonna wanna try me, you know, to see if I am who they heard I was, right? That's just like a cowboy back in the Western days. You got gunfighters that come in, and even if he's retired, hung his guns up. I came all this far to find out and who's faster, me or you. See, so what I did was I said, here's some things I gotta get used to. Criticism, people calling me names, because when I was gangster, you couldn't do it. You bet not violate me in any way, bro. I don't care if you're in Chicago, New York, I'll be there. If I find out where you live, I'll be there. Period. You know, I'm gonna answer that. But when you want to change and you had a reputation, see, people talk about me, but don't nobody go into the penal system I came from, talk to the inmates, see what they got to say about me. See, that's where it's at. I was like a hero in her, man. I was beyond gangster. I was top of the land in her. So I want to change it. I don't want nobody to see me as bad. I don't want to be looked upon as being a gangster. I don't want nobody to, so I welcome criticism. I'm now used to people saying things to me. Oh, you gay ass nigga. Nigga, you. Nah, ain't nobody say that. I don't. But, nah, I don't. But anyway, being serious, I welcome your criticism. It comes from people that don't really know me. And I remember what, criticism goes a long way. It's called persecution is what it's called. That's the actual name for criticism. Persecution. How they did it back in the days of Jesus. Big crowds of people get out there. They'll find out, I know her. She's a whore. Come the whole city. Whore. They throw bricks and all that stuff. It's went through generations. And in our modern day, we call it what it is, criticism. Back then it was called persecution. So anybody trying to persecute me, I'm going to pray for you, first of all. I'm going to pray for you. Second of all, you're wasting your time. I don't put myself in situations where people got leverage against me. I don't like doing that. Hey, Fleece. I said, yeah. How much money you making? Why? Shoot, man. I remember you in prison. Do they know you was, involved in some gay stuff? And then if I was one of them cats that hid that stuff, I'd be like, look, man, don't tell nobody. Man, give me something, man. How much you need, bro? You can never get me like that. I'm going to tell you. I'll tell you all about me, and I don't care how you think about it or how you feel about it. But I would tell you the truth, because who are you? I don't fear you. I don't fear telling you the truth because I don't fear no consequences coming. What is your consequences that I should fear?
How have getting on camera talking about your past and what you did in prison, how has that helped you today?
It helps me, man, because it's like therapy. I know when I left prison, I said, they threw me out, first of all, threw me out. It ain't no why I worked hard to get out. They threw me out. Just told me at a time when I ain't even know I was going home that I'm going home tomorrow. I cussed them out. And they still put me out. But it helped me. Once I got out, I said, all my good manners that my mama and grandmama and them taught me, all that went out the door when I went to prison. So, table manners and respect at the tables, respect around people, knowing how to talk, interact with people without coming out with the prison mentality, right? Hey, how you doing? Shit, I'm doing motherfucking good. I'm doing all that old stuff, the prison mindset. So I had to get out, and I got to get around people that got good manners, people that I can learn from, table manners, respect out here, how to think and not fall into traps and stuff out there. It's a lot of toxic stuff going on out in relationships. So by me getting on camera, talking, I'm hoping, it happened to me. Because it ain't nothing nobody can come to me with no surprises, right? I did a 20 versus 1. I'm gonna give you an example up in Houston. I was doing a 20 versus 1 and one of the girls come out. So I got the balloon, get ready to pop her, so I'm answering a question. So I was just picking at her, really. I said, you gonna suck my toes? She said, no. I said, what about my butt? Lick my butt, and all that, just being crazy. And she made a response. She said, She said, if it came to your butt or your feet, I'd take your feet because you done had something stuck in your butt. Now, I learned this about the truth. When a person says something about you, they can do one or two things. They can be telling the truth or telling a lie. If they telling the truth, what's the problem? If they telling a lie, it's their problem. You know, so I'm like, I didn't take offense because, you know, I have been in prison and I've engaged in a lot of sex, you know. I did things, and even though I don't do them things.
Hold on. You engaged, so one of the running questions was you was on both ends, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I was. So, and sometimes it takes money to make money. Sometimes it takes booty to get booty. And so, but I'm not, it don't bother me what people think because I know everybody's out there trying to judge me. If I went into your life, if I knew your life.
Here you go with that.
No, if I went into their life, you would see things. They did things worse.
I know you said every time somebody question if you.
I'm just saying.
If you was on the bottom, you always come back with.
I'm trying to put some sense in this. That this is what helps me. When you criticize me, you make me wonder about you. Who are you to criticize me? And I mean, who are you, period?
They asking. We talking about people that asked the question, not the people that's criticizing. The people that actually asked, was you on the bottom before? And every time, I know it's a sensitive subject. I know it is because every time we talk about it, you go to the Bible or you question what they're doing in their life and all that. They just asking you a question. That's it.
And I'm going to answer the question.
Was you ever on the bottom? Then you'll go into...
Yeah, I go into a lot. And this is the reason.
Because it's hard. I get it.
No, it ain't hard, man.
It gotta be. Because you do it every time. That's the only question.
No,
that's the only question that irritates you.
Yeah, what irritates me. What irritates me is you got people in this world that want to question everybody except themselves.
You getting on TV.
No, I'm
getting on TV, so they're asking you a question.
Right.
Because you mainly talk about you giving it. But when somebody asks you, did you receive it? You'll say yes, but you'll come up with you'll act irritated by it. Like, how dare you ask me this? You'll have that type of attitude about it.
Yeah.
I've noticed that myself.
Yeah, I do. I do have an attitude
Why?
about it. And I just explained it. Because ain't nobody better than me.
They asking you a question. They're not criticizing
world.
it. They asking you.
The purpose of the question is to look. Let me tell you something. They got things where you imply, and you got people ask questions or open doors for criticism. The criticism is during the question, and so. The purpose of the question is to criticize. And I'm just letting anybody...
That's not true all the time.
I think it is. And I want everybody to know, anybody got questions for me, I got one for you. What have you done?
You're getting on camera telling your story.
Yeah, I'm getting on camera telling my story.
It's okay if they want to ask a question about something you say.
Don't make me say it, Lee Don. Don't make me say F them. Cause I won't.
No, that's what I'm saying. You get irritated by it.
Yeah, I get irritated because
you don't have to say F them. You the one told them.
Well, I'm saying it is what it is, man.
So what you telling me is when it comes
if you don't want me
it comes to you giving it. That's an easier conversation.
If you're gonna ask me a question, and I answer the question, case closed.
But see, this is the reason some men go to prison and they think they can get head and not be gay. This is the reason they run into. They think it's okay to get head, but since they didn't do nothing else, they're not homosexual.
Ain't no such thing as don't do nothing else.
It's because they. Oh, okay. Ain't no such thing as just them just
No,
getting it done.
no, that's crap. If first of all, you got like the question. Somebody say a man tell another man. He gets mad and suck my, and the dude tell him, "Damn, I ain't know you was gay." What you mean? You just told me to suck you. I mean, who does that except a gay person? And then in there you say, "Kiss my ass." They'll say, "Pull your pants down. Let me see that big bad mom." You know, and prison is totally different from this world out here.
I understand. I don't think a lot of people do, but I understand that.
Yeah, it's totally different. Everything is different. It's a society of its own under different rules than its society. And we do things totally different. And like I said, in our booty is king.
I know, but why you get mad about it?
Man, it's the fact that
like you told the whole story about getting caught in the library.
Man, look.
Why get mad about it?
Look,
you
I'm not going to talk no more about it.
You gave the whole story.
Man, I don't care what they say, and I want them to know this. I'm done talking about it. I can confess my sins, but I don't have to detail them.
You detailed it.
Well, I'm saying this. I'm done with it, and anybody that don't like it, I don't care.
You done with what?
Talking about that subject right there.
Talking about you taking it?
Man, look.
You receiving?
I'm done. And
you talking about you being the bottom. I'm just trying to get an understanding.
I'm talking about I'm ready to start throwing these blows, right? You're getting under my skin. Not you. You my agent, but
no, I'm just saying. I'm
I
trying.
want anybody got something to say to me, say, ooh. Man, it is bothering me.
So
I'm saying this: don't go to prison, and
because you can be a bottom.
Man, look.
Right?
No, don't go to prison. Cause you know what?
The toughest man can be a bottom too.
Man, I ain't with all that. I'm with this.
We teaching.
We teaching them this, man.
You sweating now, boy.
Yeah, I'm sweating now. Ooh, boy, what's Charleston like? Somebody, I just put somebody in front of me. Put somebody in front of me. You know what? They try to tear my life apart and put me in there as a child. I went through all this crazy stuff in her. I got my head together. And